Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to my physics class. Our today's topic is gravitational force. Let's start now. Look at the picture. What is the name of this great scientist? Do you know it? The name of this great scientist is Sir Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton was an English mathematician and physicist who is widely recognized as one of the most influential scientists of all time. Newton discovered gravitation when he saw a falling apple while thinking about the forces of nature. Newton realized that some force must be acting on falling objects like apples because otherwise they would not start moving from rest. Now we'll know what is gravitation. Every particle in this universe attracts each other with a force. This attraction is called gravitation. That means every particle in this universe attract each other. A table attracts another table. A table attracts a chair. There is attraction force between two buildings. There is attraction force between earth and moon. There is attraction force between earth and sun. This attraction is called gravitation, and this attraction force is called gravitational force. The attractive force that exists between any two particles in the universe is called gravitational force. That is, the force which exists between any two bodies or any two particles due to their masses is called gravitational force. Now, gravity, the attraction between earth and any other object is called gravity. So, attraction between any two objects or any two bodies or any two particles is known as gravitation. But if one of them is earth, then this gravitation is called gravity. So gravity is one kind of gravitation. Gravity is also gravitation. But this gravitation is termed as gravity. When any one of the object is earth between two objects, then the attractive force is known as gravity. Here earth and here ball. The attraction between the earth and ball is gravity, and the attraction between earth and ball is also gravitation. We know attraction between any two objects or any two particles is known as gravitation. So attraction between ball and earth is also gravitation, but this gravitation is known as gravity. So all gravity are gravitation, but all gravitation are not gravity, because if one of the two bodies is earth, then the gravitation is known as gravity. So it is gravity. Now, Newton's law of gravitation. Every particle in this universe attracts each other with a force which is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. That means every particle in this universe attracts each other with a force. We know it is gravitation, and this gravitation, which is means this gravitational force, this gravitational force is directly proportional to the product of their masses. That is, this force is proportional to the product of their masses. If the product of their masses is increased, then the gravitational force will be increased, and if the product of their masses is decreased, then gravitational force will be decreased. And second part is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. That means if the distance is increased, then gravitational force will be decreased. If the distance is decreased, then gravitational force will be increased, and it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. That means if the distance is made double, then gravitational force will be 1 divided by 4 times, because here square of the distance. So if the distance is 2 times, then 2 square means 4. So gravitational force will be 1 by 4 times. There are two parts in this law. First part is directly proportional to the product of their masses. That means gravitational force depends on mass of the objects. And second part is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. That means gravitational force depends on distance between them. So if the mass is increased, then gravitational force will be increased. More the mass, more will be gravitational force, and more the distance, less will be gravitational force. If we increase the distance, gravitational force will be decreased. If we increase the mass, then gravitational force will be increased. So it is proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Consider M1 and M2 are two objects and distance between them is r, and gravitational force between them is F. F is the gravitational force. Here mass M1, mass M2, and distance between them is r. So F is proportional to M1 into M2. We know it. Directly proportional to the product of their masses. Gravitational force is directly proportional to the product of their masses. Here product of the masses is M1 into M2. So gravitational force is proportional to M1 into M2. M1, M2, more the value of M1 into M2, the more will be gravitational force. If the product of the mass is 2 times, then gravitational force will be 2 times. If the product of their masses is 3 times, then gravitational force will be 3 times. And if we decrease the product of their masses, then gravitational force will be decreased. If the product of their masses is half, gravitational force will be half when the distance between them r is constant. And F is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. That means F is proportional to 1 divided by r square. This is known as inversely proportional to the square of the distance when M1 and M2 are constant. So with increasing distance, gravitational force will be decreased. With decreasing distance between them, the gravitational force will be increased. If the distance is 2 times, then gravitational force will be 1 by 4 times. And if the distance is half, then gravitational force will be 4 times. And now combining these two parts, we can write F is proportional to M1 into M2 divided by r square, or F is equal to G M1 into M2 divided by r square. Here G is the constant of proportionality. Here proportional sign, but here equal sign. If you omit this proportional sign, then we need a constant. So here G is a constant of proportionality, and this G is known as universal gravitational constant. It is called universal gravitational constant. That is, G is called universal gravitational constant. Suppose mass of the object is 1 kilogram and mass M2 is 1 kilogram. M1 is 1 kilogram, M2 is also 1 kilogram, and distance between them is 1 meter. Mass M1 is 1 kilogram, M2 is 1 kilogram, and distance between them is 1 meter. Then from this equation we can write F is equal to G into mass M1 1, mass M2 1 kilogram divided by distance square, that is 1 square. 1 square means 1. So F is equal to G 1 into 1 divided by 1, or F is equal to G. So the value of G is equal to F when the mass M1 is 1 kilogram, M2 is 1 kilogram, and distance between them is 1 meter. And this attractive force is the equal to the gravitational constant G. So gravitational constant G is equal to the force when the mass of each body is 1 kilogram and distance between them is 1 meter. When mass is 1 kilogram mass of each object is 1 kilogram and distance between them is 1 meter, then the attractive force between these two bodies is known as universal gravitational constant. So we can say universal gravitational constant G, the attractive force between two bodies of masses 1 kilogram each and separated at a distance 1 meter is G in magnitude. That is the magnitude of universal gravitational constant. Here magnitude means numerical value of G. Magnitude means value, numerical value. So numerical value of G is equal to the attractive force between two bodies of masses 1 kg each and separated at a distance 1 meter. The magnitude of G is 6.673 into 10 to the minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. So if we keep two bodies of masses 1 kg each at a distance 1 meter, then the attractive force between them is 6.673 into 10 to the minus 11 Newton. This is the attractive force or gravitational force between two bodies of mass 1 kg each and distance between them is 1 meter. Now already we know it, the attraction between earth and any other object is called gravity. If we apply force on an object, its velocity is changed. We know if the object, if the force is applied on a body, then its velocity will be changed. You know, F is equal to ma, that is the object will have acceleration. If there is force, then there will have acceleration. When there is an acceleration, there is change in velocity. The rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. The rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. It is denoted by A. The force of gravity also causes acceleration. If we apply force, then this force will produce acceleration. Gravitational force is also a force, so it will cause acceleration. So the force of gravity also causes acceleration. And if the acceleration is caused by any type of force, then we denote it by small a, but acceleration due to gravity is denoted by g. The acceleration caused by the force of gravity is called acceleration due to gravity. It is denoted by small g. Small g is acceleration due to gravity. That is, this acceleration is caused by the force of gravity. So if the acceleration is caused by any force, then we will say it small a, but if the acceleration is caused by gravitational force, then this acceleration is denoted by small g. Let m is the mass of the earth. This is the earth and its mass is capital M, and small m is the mass of the object near the earth. Here small m is the object which is at a distance r from the earth. R is the distance between them. The attractive force between them, according to Newton's law of gravitation, we know it, F is equal to G m divided by r square. That is acceleration, gravitational force F is equal to G into capital M into small m divided by r square. Here capital M is the mass of earth, small m is the mass of object. So capital M into small m is the product of their masses divided by distance square, so r square. Again, from Newton's second law of motion, we know it, F is equal to m into a. Force is equal to m into a. We know it from Newton's second law of motion. But if the acceleration is caused by gravitational force, then the acceleration is denoted by g instead of small a. So we'll write for gravitational force F is equal to mg. as this force is gravitational force, so we can write m into g. From 1 and 2 we get, from these two equations we get F is equal to mg, and here F is equal to g mm divided by square. This force is gravitational force, and here F is also gravitational force. Same force between these two bodies, that is between earth and object m. F is equal to g mm divided by r square, and this F is equal to mg is also gravitational force between earth m and object m. So these two forces are same force, so we can write mg is equal to gmm divided by r square, and after simplification we get g is equal to gm divided by r square. Here m and m is cancelled, so acceleration due to gravity g is equal to, small g is equal to capital G into capital M divided by r square. Here capital G is the universal gravitational constant, and it is constant, and capital M is the mass of the earth, and small g is equal to capital G capital M divided by r square, and capital G and capital M are constants, so acceleration due to gravity is g depends on distance of the distance between object and earth, that is acceleration due to gravity depends on distance between them. Here g is equal to gm divided by r square. If the object is on the surface of the earth, that is object is on the surface of the earth, and here capital R is the radius of the earth, so distance between earth and object is capital R, that is now the distance is equal to the radius of the earth, so we can write this equation g is equal to gm divided by r square, capital R square. Here small r distance, so here distance is equal to the radius of the earth, so we can write r square, capital R square. So on the surface of the earth, the magnitude of g depends on the mass of the earth m, here mass of the earth m, gravitational constant g, and radius of the earth r. So acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the earth depends on universal gravitational constant g, mass of the earth capital M, and radius of the earth r. So acceleration due to gravity does not depend on the mass of the object. The gravitational acceleration due to gravity is independent of mass of the object, but it depends on mass of the earth, radius of the earth, and universal gravitational constant g. If the object is at a height h from the earth's surface, then we can write this equation g is equal to gm divided by r plus h whole square. So the distance will be r plus h. If the object is at a height h, suppose at a height h from the earth's surface, then the total distance will be r plus h. So distance will be r plus h whole square. G is equal to gm divided by r plus h whole square. And in this case also, acceleration due to gravity does not depend on mass of the object. So acceleration due to gravity is independent of mass of the object. For any type of object, whether it is lighter object or heavier object, the acceleration due to gravity will be same. The acceleration due to gravity for heavier body and for lighter body will be same, and its standard value is 9.8 meter per second square, and at the polar region of the earth the value is 9.832 meter per second square. At the equatorial region the value of g is equal to 9.78 meter per second square, and the standard value of g is equal to 9.8 meter per second square.